Welcome to a super weird, ultra late night, good early morning league fans podcast.
Reference me right. Good early morning league fans.
That's the disembodied voice that you know from other places on the network, if you even heard him. I'm not sure. I am Brian Andesian Espinosa. Yes, it is a very late 1 a.m., but it's still technically Monday. It's okay, maybe it's not technically Monday, but it's still Monday to some of us, and we do have a show, believe it or not.
It's Monday at league headquarters.
It's still Monday in LA. You know what? Thank you. I have a technicality. It's still technically Monday somewhere, although probably for not much longer. As always, I am joined by the DSDO of the network, your friend of mine, Mr. Eric Watkins. How are you doing today, sir? Thank you for putting up with my bullshit schedule.
You have reasons for your bullshit. Plus, technically, at the time that we are going live on Facebook.com/W2M Network, Twitch.tv/W2M and Twitter.com/W2M Network, it is still Monday in places like Los Angeles, Denver, and Chicago. Chicago for just a few more minutes, however.
So that does include Vegas, right?
Yes, that includes Vegas.
Okay, good. Because if you were hashtag betting on Bovada, if Kamara was going to get picked up by the cops after the Pro Bowl, well, guess what? If you said yes, you won that bet. Also, weird flex by the cops, but okay. Hashtag bet on Bovada, follow local gambling laws, 21 beats 21, goddammit.
I mean, yeah, I read that report and
I saw the NFL meme and I'm like, wait a minute, I saw that name in the news earlier while I was on lunch. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, did they really actually pick dude up after he was done with the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
Like, they just knew he was there, and they're like, Pro Bowl's done. All right, sir, you're coming with us.
Pretty much. I mean, it happened Saturday, but naturally he was playing 4 carries for 28 yards later. Bam. It would have been a bigger flex if he was perp walked off the field, but
I was gonna say, you know what? Man stole my pun, but fuck it. Yeah, man got carried by the cops. He didn't need to get carried by the team. He got carried by the cops.
That and the NFC lost, so there was that too.
Ugh. Well, I mean, what is it? 5 years straight for the AFC now? But I'm sorry, this Pro Bowl, I don't want to go too far off the league top. We actually have a league show to talk about.
Oh, we'll get into this more on point of viewer. Provided that someone is awake.
I just want to say, what the fuck? Because I watched the Pro Bowl live. Like, for those of you out there in internet land that do not know, I have this lovely 4-monitor setup, right? I had the Pro Bowl on this monitor, and I had LCS and Cloud9 on the other monitor, and I was juggling the audio back and forth.
Okay, so did you not take time for the Clash at the Coliseum? We'll be getting more into that on point of viewer, provided a certain someone is awake.
Those were circumstances beyond my control, okay, buddy?
Well, you're the one who was like,
"Oh, got to come up." No, I can't do that in good faith.
Felt good to cameo on that show, by the way.
Oh, shut it. But yeah, just really quick, because yes, I do want. We will go into this on point of viewer because unfortunately the kickoff is still on hiatus. But what the fuck did I watch at the Pro Bowl?
2-hand touch and 6 first half interceptions.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, that was like kindergarten 2-hand touch rules. Like, no, we're not talking about pee-wee. We're not talking about middle school. That was straight up kindergarten 2-hand touch.
And that's not the kind of pick six I watch football for, thank you.
You know, you can activate the plan at any time. Anytime. Like, all you got to do is push the button. You're hovering over.
Speaking of pushing buttons, Cloud9 did an amazing job at pushing buttons this last weekend.
Yeah, I saw
that would be, as Harry Broadhurst would put it, a segue.
The Jamaican judge is giving a 6.5 on that.
Okay,
we'll work on it.
Jamaican judge is a harsh sumbitch, but okay.
No harsher than the Peruvian judge.
Would you cut out over there? Get your own damn podcast.
Challenge accepted.
Lord knows we have enough room on the network for it, I think. I don't know. We're up to 28 fucking podcasts or something like that.
Oh,
we can squeeze in a couple more, right? Rat, we'll tell Radulich to lay off the Twitch a little bit.
I've already said I could make it happen to where he can have his own podcast and he can see how it is. Just, have to arrange a producer, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I'll make my own podcast with blackjack and hookers.
Don't you got food to eat?
I already ate while you're on air.
Well, guess what? Eating on air is a W2Mnet gimmick exclusive.
Besides, I thought that while you get your bite to eat there, it looks like a delicious sandwich. I thought hookers weren't your thing over there. Well, what's all this?
Screw the whole thing.
As I expected.
So, it's officially the end of week 1 of the spring split of LCS, right?
Yes. That's why I titled.
Go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I put in this title, Week 1 LCS in review.
Yeah, I see you did not go with the other thing that I told you to put in.
I used that in the description.
You are not. That's not what I'm seeing on Twitter, buddy. You are not a follower of Church 9, and I am ashamed.
You are not going to see that on Twitter because the only place that you can put in that for the description is on Facebook Live.
But yes, no, we have concluded week 1 of the LCS. Needless to say, it was a very exciting week. Some of the major highlights: the brand new Ash champion Zeri. We got a pentakill on day 1. I'll admit I was a little busy on day 1, so I caught the highlights. I didn't catch the live games. But yes, pentakill out of the brand new, most recently released champion Zeri on day 1 of spring. I believe it's the first recorded pentakill in professional league right now. As somebody is hovering over my shoulder here, about to crash my podcast.
It was a better day 1 than the WWE day 1.
I didn't get that reference. Okay, you're gone. Bye-bye. Good night.
New Year's Day pay-per-view.
I'm
not bummed. So everybody, good night.
The button exists.
Yes, I know the button exists.
It's right there.
I know.
Big and red and shiny. And
it better not be flashing. To close the glass lid, lock it back in place.
If you insist.
The nuclear launch codes have said abort. Yeah, so Zeri pentakill. More importantly, right? Like, I didn't catch the first half. I caught the second half, right? I saw Cloud9 play, and holy shit, all hail LS, our LCS mastermind and savior.
Why do I have a feeling that took an abrupt turn between your head and your mouth?
I don't know. I'm tired, man. I've had a very long day. Long day.
Fair.
Yeah, so LS has finally been given the opportunity to put his money where his mouth is, right? Because quite frankly, everybody has been saying for a long time that the man really does need to put his money where his mouth is with these, crazy off-base takes that he's been putting into the game. Well, guess what? He did. Guess what? Even further, the shit fucking worked. Right? We saw Persona mid, an enchanter, a healer enchanter, right? Fucking curb stomped, right? On Sunday, we saw them play Soraka mid into a Victor, right? Victor is currently like the staple mage pick, mid lane pick of the meta right now, right? Mm-hmm. This Victor has Scorch, he's got Cookies, he's got Time Warp Tonic on his runes, right? Still couldn't beat the Soraka in lane. And the problem is with the way the meta has broken down right now is enchanters have gotten so strong, right, that teams cannot fight through the enchanters unless they can burst the enchanter down and get the pick off before the beginning of the fight. Otherwise, you end up in the situation like Berserker had, where the sumbitch just got healed and shielded for like 900 bajillion fucking health. And even when he was at 1 HP, absolutely refused to die.
Jesus.
Some numbers there may have been exaggerated. But if you saw the game, you know what the hell I mean. If you saw the clip, and I guarantee you the fucking clip's been going around. In fact, I just pulled up my Twitter because I know I retweeted this shit. And I'm trying to fucking... I would like to get this clip played on air because it is not the Church of Cloud9. And Church 9 otherwise. It's Cloud9 2-0 on the first week, undefeated. The sermon has begun. Please have a seat. Fudge got stuck on enchanter duty, and I don't get it, man. It's working. Right. And this is coming from a guy who has no mid experience, much less support experience. Right. These are not champions that you play as a top laner, period, at all whatsoever. And the man is doing like, remember the meme we had, what could have been, and they have a fucking image of Fudge superposed on the Milky Way galaxy. That's the kind of fucking healing the man was doing.
I mean, sometimes you put someone in an unexpected situation and magical things happen. I've been there once or twice.
But man, I tell you what, Berserker though, right? The rookie kid that they brought in from T1's challenger team in Korea. Their academy team, right? The kid is the kid is fucking like, he is cracked, man. And like, when was the last time I called somebody cracked on this podcast?
It's been a while.
It was back at Worlds, that's for sure. Like, we're talking early Worlds, like Chovy Life Esports. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that reference maybe again this week, but we'll save that for later.
What, Chovy Life Esports or Cracked?
No, the Chovy Life.
Oh. Yeah, no. They had, or sorry, I said Sona earlier. Again, long day. No, they picked Ivern. Which, God, I don't remember the last time I saw Ivern in a professional League of Legends game. So that ought to tell you something. They picked Ivern in the mid lane against Golden Guardians on Saturday, and then they picked Soraka against EG on Sunday. And just like I said, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, okay, so early game, Jojo Pune, Victor did put up a little bit of a fight, right? But But once it devolved into like anything more than 2v2 action, the game was over. Like, just absolutely the game was over. I really don't know what else to say than that, right? In other interesting, well, I mean, let's take a look at the standings, right? I mean, I'm sure we have a tweet or something here. Give me a moment, I'll find something. First of all, the player of the week, right? Because this is a thing that the LCS is doing, and fuck it, we'll talk about it as well. The MasterCard Nexus, because they have to have fucking sponsors, and we need sponsors. By the way, if you would like to sponsor us, please send your sponsorship inquiries to @TheAndesian on Twitter. We sure as hell may not be able to be bought, but we damn sure could be rented.
My, oh my, you're getting up close to the camera. It's like you're trying to emphasize this bit or something.
Please sponsor me, please. I need an energy drink deal sponsor. Thank you.
I mean, no, never mind, because I was going to go there again, and you don't want me to push the button, so I'm going to move on.
Don't push the button. Yeah, by the way, so we're talking about Fudge on Soraka, right? You want to hear the insult to injury, like salt in the wound on this?
Go on.
It was his first time playing the champion.
Whoa, boy.
Yeah. It's Fudge is a tactical genius. He's best known for his signature tactic, press W. He also has a second little known tactic of press R. He's an absolute legend. He's definitely a top 3 mid laner for sure right now. And if you think that I just copy pasta verbatim, word for word, a tweet from the LCS, yeah, I'm not going to confirm or deny this.
We all know what that means. I've used that phrase how many times?
Maybe you should check the chat.
All right, please hold. Doobly-doo. 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 Huh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me go ahead and...
Turret does not fall just yet because the Herald was summoned up immediately. Blabber's going underneath the turret. God. It looked like he was low, but Soraka said no. The turret does...
I mean, admittedly, that is an impressive move.
I would like to point out that the man that you just heard is none other than, honestly, yeah, I guess you could say he is indeed my favorite caster, at least currently, in the LCS, which is Captain Flowers. I don't know which son of a bitch over there at Riot has decided that it is a good idea to have Captain Flowers and Azael continue to duo cast the Cloud9 games, but this needs to be a thing for the remainder of the season. I don't care what other games you have those guys do, right? Because they usually do like 2 or 3 games. But if they cast the Cloud9 game every week, I am happy. Because Captain Flowers brings this level of energy and witticism. Yes, that's a word now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Fuck you.
Look, I'm not saying a word. I like it. Witticism. I might steal that.
He brings this level of witticism to the cast that is like unmatched. I think by any other caster that's currently out there. Yeah, Freak has, puns of damage, but it's kind of a little overrated at this point. And I'm not saying that because I don't like Freak. I love Freak, right? Like Freak is OG, like old school, first generation esports, right? Or at least league esports. But I don't know, the pun thing kind of like you can only make so many puns before they kind of start getting a little old or the gimmick gets a little stale. I like that they're putting him into these more unique shorts, TikTok style skits. Well, I say TikTok style because it's in that like 7 to 8 to 30 second length kind of thing.
So not quite the length of a YouTube short.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix. It's kind of like a hybrid between a YouTube short and a TikTok reel.
Gotcha. And while we're on the topic of YouTube, remember this and other episodes will all be available in the W2M archives at youtube.com/W2M network.
Yeah, keep plugging. I'm going to take a couple bites.
Doing that, and again, if, just like I always say, you happen to love to take your podcasts orally, that's no problem whatsoever. Stitcher, Spreaker, Podbean, Castbox, Overcast, Spotify, where you can rate and review us, by the way. iHeartRadio, Apple Pods, Google Pods, if you name it, odds are we're on it. There's been talk about doing that kind of stuff more at the beginning of the shows at the network.
What, the plugs?
Yes. And there might be...
we've been pretty good about it overall as like the us duo. Like the shows that us two are on.
We have been, but it's going to be more of a point of emphasis going forward. And yeah, there also might be commercials that we're going to do.
Oh, God. Am I going to have to VO commercials for the network?
Not VO them. More like, well, be in them? Kind of a cross-promotion gimmick, as it were.
Are we talking like 50-style Geritol commercials?
You know, I hadn't thought about that, but now that you mention it, that would be a good idea.
And there he is on schedule.
Did somebody say they have tired blood?
We both knew it was coming. Both knew it was coming.
You're the one who opened that door. I just walked
I didn't open the door. He opened it himself. Look, if I could point the camera, I would point it at his door.
You know what I mean by that, though.
Yes, but I mean, is it not the perfect analogy? Tonight's episode of League to the Max or whatever is sponsored by Geritol. Do you have tired blood? If so, a once-a-day Geritol adult supplement is right for you.
Again, we could do stuff like that. That we'd have
Again, I am a semi-professional voiceover announcer guy. We would love sponsorships. We could be rented. Please direct your sponsorship inquiries to @TheAndesian on Twitter. If you do not like my VOing, you can direct your hate mail to s.garmer@gmail.com.
We'll have to get with Mr. Hate Mail himself about the exact commercial format. Because, again, as my understanding, it's going to be a cross-promotion thing with all of the shows, as if people didn't see and hear me enough on this network.
Oh, Jesus. I'm up to what, three fucking podcasts on this network now?
Yeah, I'm at about 5.
Maybe 4, depending on what's going on with the kickoff.
Well, we'll talk about that, because as is what happens with that, we'll be looking at as many as 5 for me, so...
Because I have mentioned that I will gladly, hop on the kickoff and be that guy that just throws out random predictions that actually are true, like I did on Point of Viewer a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Point of Viewer. Not on this show.
You'll never be as good as the Raiders coin. All hail the coin.
Weren't you going to sleep? You have tired blood. Go take a Geritol.
Everybody good night.
Go take a Geritol and call me in the morning.
Pull a David Tell and get some sleep.
Viewer had the better reference there. Point to viewer.
No, you heard the man. 6 runs to you.
I will take it, and I will face my next ball. Thank you very much.
All right, so post-game breakdown here on the board, screen, whatever. I've had a long day, folks. I really have. Don't start a new job on 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, post-game breakdown. This is the Evil Genius loss. I mean, look at the numbers, right? Pretty much even damage carrying on EG's side. I mean, when you look at the damage, you're like, how the hell does a Victor do, 18,000 damage and lose to a 4.7k damage Soraka mid, right? The answer? Healing OP. Where was your grievous wounds? That's pretty much what I say to that. Now keep in mind, look at the game time, right? Like this wasn't exactly, fast game. This was a, shootout, drag it out kind of game, right? I mean, hell, the KDA line's kind of even supports that, right? 17-11.
Yeah, sizable difference there.
Yeah, that's kind of high, right? And
especially factor in when you look at the assist totals.
You can even see in the gold standings, right? That the game was pretty much even up until about the 23-minute mark, right? Like there was like some minor fluctuations, maybe like no more than a kill or two in gold. If I'm eyeballing that graph anywhere somewhat decently.
I was going to say another factor for me is looking at the assist totals as part of the magical KDA ratio. Oof. Cloud9 was really all over.
This would be your spread in football terms. This would definitely be the spread. Apparently, the one thing that was not shown on this graph, but thank you, Twitter comments. Soraka's healing was apparently 11,000 this game, which is pretty high number. Actually, that's a really high number. But yeah, no, this was definitely like for the games that I saw, which was the back half of Saturday and all of Sunday. Cloud9 EG definitely game of the week for me. I mean, I really don't know like how else to put it, right? I'm still trying to find, and I figured they would have tweeted out a fucking standings tweet after, no, we got player of the game, for day 2, which we'll put this up on the screen here while I try to pull up the standings chart. That's probably going to take a minute. Yeah, that is definitely going to take a minute. Okay. You have to do this the other way. So you can get that tweet up on screen. We'll talk about the players of the game for day 2. Which would have been Sunday. In the CLG 100 match, they gave it to closer. Biofrost, Berserker earned the shit out of that one, man. Like, again, the dude is fucking cracked right now. Jose Deodo got FlyQuest and Santorin. All of those, again, great games. All those guys definitely earned player of the game. I still can't say, like, Berserker had the perfect positioning in the team fights on that game, right? Like, there was one fight in that game, kind of towards the end there, where Evil Geniuses managed to pick off Soraka. They get fudged, they pick him off, he's dead, right? They're like, okay, no Soraka, no healing in this final team fight. We got a shot to pull this off. And guess what? They completely left Berserker entirely untouched in the back line. On top of that, they completely fucked up and didn't ban Aphelios, because that's like the new, let's go to the Wheel of Fortune puzzle board. Instead of ban Yumi, it's now ban Aphelios. Sorry, we don't have a tweet image available. I didn't have time to make one. I'll have that on hand for next week. They didn't ban Aphelios, so here he is sitting in the fucking back line with Aphelios just going cracked out Tyrone Biggums on red balls to the wall, just killing everything. And if that didn't earn me a monkey, you were a cruel son of a bitch.
Well, since it's been a long day.
I took exactly 0.02 seconds to come up with that. And I thought it was good for only having spent 0.02 seconds to come up with that. I was one of those, I just started talking and saying things, and it came out in that order, and it actually sounded good.
How do you think some of episodes of Point of Viewer go? Which normally Friday nights at 11, time and date, subject to change.
All right, standings. I can't disagree, right? I mean, it's a good show. I'm on it. I, provide necessary comic relief and shit posting, and that's it. And if you can't tell that I'm tired, well, I mean, there's your sign. I just said shit posting. At least one of us is getting a kick out of this.
Relax. You can go back to being Sleeping Beauty again once this is over.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna hard crash so hard. Oh, man, no, I bought 2 Monster import energy drinks at the Wawa.
And the fact that you're so tired, that went over your head. I like it.
No, I know what you meant. I'm just not entertaining you, you son of a bitch. See, 2 can play at this. I'm going to make a reference and you not acknowledge it game. Now, can we talk about the fucking standings, or are we going to sit here and bullshit some more? Because I'm okay with either.
Do you have the standings ready?
I do have the standings ready. Do you want me to punch them up on the screen?
Yes. So that
okay, well, then I'll send you the fucking link, and you can punch them up on the screen. I don't feel like doing screen share. And while you do that, you can talk for a moment, and I'm going to have another couple of bites here.
All right, so then now that I'm actually pulling up the standings because they're available. So you had 4 teams start out with the 2-0 week there. Dignitas, I'm going to guess that's Quantum Pay.
Yeah.
Cloud9, FlyQuest, and 100 Thieves all 2-0. And Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid with the only 2 teams of 1-1 splits. And you have those starting it early in an 0-2 hole. Immortals Progressive. Yeah, I still can't get used to that.
Oh, hey, guess what? Remember I said something about Aphelios and puzzle boards and shit? Somebody did the work for me.
See? You see?
I knew I saw that earlier in the fucking thing, which is why I talked about it.
Huh!
I'd like to buy a vowel. Can I have an A, Vanna?
Bing! Now I'm going.
By the way, I said this on Twitter, right? I put a tweet out while we're in the middle of watching this game here. For the record, and we get that. I'll put it's back-to-back tweets. Congratulations. That's why you're here. Actually, we just got back-to-back tweets.
Hang on, because I gotta, since with this tweet in this particular form, I gotta change up a couple of things. And of course, my dumbass pushes the wrong button.
Oh, while you're doing that, I'm going to take a few more. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
I have defeated your attempts of eating on air again, sir.
I need to do more sleep-deprived shows more often, apparently. It's almost as good as me drunk.
I mean, if we reschedule a point of viewer, we can make that happen.
Blabber's Gwen snipping away the sins of Golden Guardians in the team fight. There's church pun number 1 for the weekend. I got church pun number 2. I'm pasting now. We'll go to that next, and then you can go to that other tweet I'd linked.
Okay. I got to make sure that I'm tweeting out the right stuff here.
Don't pull up the Catholic one.
Okay, so there's this one, and why do I feel like I've skipped one?
Well, I posted them out of order, that's why.
Aha! So there was that one, and that one we just showed. So are you referencing this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for attending the inaugural Mass of Cloud 9, Church 9 with Reverend Ellis. Masses on the weekends, and don't forget to grab the weekly church bulletin on the way out. And if you thought that church pun was bad, well, pull up the next tweet.
Okay, let me go ahead and find said next tweet. Oh God, you're pulling that card.
Yes.
You're pulling that card?
I was raised Catholic. I'll make church puns for days. I'll be here all season.
Oh, God, he's pulling that card.
Yes, I am. You got a problem with that?
I don't, but
Thank you. But by the way, remember I was talking about the ungodly healing? Well, here you go. We got a tweet for that too. This was the slideshow.
So it all only takes us recording at 1:30 in the morning to have a check the tweet segment.
We have to play the jingle. We have to play the jingle. Twitter, tweeting. Check the tweets. And disembodied voices. I just improvised a Craig Ferguson skit at 1:30 in the morning. God, what is wrong with me?
Look.
What is right with me?
Okay, I'm about to say, you're sitting there improvising Craig Ferguson tweets. there's tweets and segments and stuff and jingles. Meanwhile, I'm here thinking, ooh, so this is how you can do 6-a-side single wicket cricket indoors. This is how you can set up the fielders and everything else. Oh, for the flashback to what could have been. Anyway.
There's your ungodly healing. And shielding. Mostly healing. Yes, I'm aware I have something on my face.
And I didn't even make a you missed a spot joke.
You know what? I was expecting you, and maybe this tells you the state of mind that I'm in at 1:30 in the morning. With it being white, I was kind of expecting you to make a different reference. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, given some of the stuff that we talked about, I could have, but
you're
the one.
You're your heart out, Spotify.
You're the one saying, "Ooh, I would disagree with that. Ooh, where there's no smoke, there's no fire."
You know what? I'm too nice. I'm not even gonna cross that line with you. I'm not. I should, but I'm not.
So I had to. Are you willing to just like officially, verbally duke it out? Come the next point of viewer. Settle everything. What do you say?
I mean, you act like that probably wasn't going to happen anyway.
I mean, I did have some stuff to talk about, but I can just throw that in. I've only had a couple of weird dreams this week.
You know, the way that my week has started, I wouldn't be surprised if the Corvette scene dream came up tonight. And you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
And we can talk about that on Point of Viewer on Friday nights at 11 p.m. here on the W2M network.
Well, I mean, granted, it's not going to be like that this particular week because of your work schedule, but we'll work something out. We'll stay tuned and we'll have the proper announcements.
Yes. Join our Twitter, join our Discord. That's where we do things. We did fix the Discord, the right Discord link in the YouTube videos now, right? And everywhere else we're posting that description.
Right? You're going to hate me for this, but not in the way you think. The good news is I haven't been posting the wrong Discord link. The bad news is I haven't been posting the right one either. I meant to go back and go through at least some of our past episodes, and I forgot.
So you're telling me that we've got now 2 bad links out there?
No, we have no links out there whatsoever because I've accidentally forgot to post the Discord links in the descriptions.
I spent all that bullshit. We dealt with all that bullshit about company show Twitters and stuff. And you know, yeah, look, we're going to duke it out on Friday. We are definitely going to duke it out on Friday.
Look, my bad.
Mr. Hate Mail himself involved because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to duke it out with him too.
Well, they'll probably be working at that time, depending on him. But my bad? Question mark? Exclamation point? Ellipsis?
I was going to say, don't try that interrogation bullshit on me, buddy. And yes, I know what the fuck it's called. I learned that in high school.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you did. I'm not alone.
Remember, my English teacher is a card-carrying member of Mensa.
I could qualify for being a card-carrying member of Mensa. What does that tell you?
A lot.
Okay, then.
A lot. So yeah, that's the show. I'm only going to talk about Cloud9 because I'm a biased Cloud9. Okay, no. We'll move on. Honestly, though, week 1 was very entertaining. Yes, the teams are playing from home. They did some weird in-studio gimmicks with the couple of people that they had there. Like they had a random production assistant waving a fan sign behind the, microphone or behind the camera podiums for the casters because they were casting in studio. They were trying to make it feel like normal, right? And I applaud Riot for that. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't get back to normal until we have everybody in the stadium or everybody in the arena and we get crowds like live audiences back, right? Like I said it before, some of these kids have no fucking idea what it's like to play in front of an actual fucking live crowd. But the other thing I'm going to say, and this is like my rant, or this is Brian's final, this is Andishan's final thought this week.
Wait.
I know. I'm trying to set you up for the thing, and apparently there it is. Okay. Hey. If you are a professional player and you are playing in your room on air, live to 100,000 plus people, make your fucking bed.
Well, not everybody has the foresight to be like a lot of these streamers like Ninja or Pokimane with, tens of thousands of dollars in setups.
I'm pretty sure they're all in team houses with tens of thousands of dollars in fucking setups. Well, or at least a good majority of them are.
Well, if you have tens of thousands of dollars in setups, why don't you have those in a dedicated room? I mean, you don't see me broadcasting from my room anymore, now do you?
Team houses, so much space. This is LA we're talking about. And besides, look at the real estate market.
Fair point. Yeah.
A lot of these teams, right before the pandemic hit, everybody was... This is actually a subject that I could talk on, right? I'm not going to talk on it too long because I'm fucking tired and I want to keep this episode under an hour this week.
Unlike someone else we know about that. Whoops, did I say that out loud?
But team houses, right? Something that's always fascinated me, right? The concept, the implementation, everything. League as a whole was really beginning to move away from the team house concept, right? Where everybody, like the players actually like spent quite literally 24/7 with each other practically. Like there'd be very little time where they would not be with their team. They lived together, they ate together. If they knew how to cook or, they didn't unsuccessfully or mildly successfully try to burn their house down. Yeah, there's definitely stories about that. League as a whole was finally starting to move away from the team house concept, right? They were going away from we're going to have everybody live together and live, eat, work, play together model to, okay, the guys are going to live on their own in an apartment. Maybe we pay for it. Maybe we don't as a team, but the guys have separate apartments. They're not all together 24/7. They come in to an actual, training facility, basically, which could be another house. It could be in, some teams' cases, like, TSM 100 Thieves, I think were the first two that built custom facilities. Walk into an actual quote unquote office, to train and so on and so forth. COVID just like flipped that upside down, right? Like when we thought that the idea of team houses was dead, COVID and the need for quarantine isolation and all that, and the fact that they're all traveling together, so they all have to be quarantined together. It was a perfect thing for the group house, but everybody was already off the group house. So now the group house has come back. I don't know if it goes away again this time. Like, there's some players you can very clearly tell that they are not doing the group house thing, right?
Right.
I know Bjergsen was a pretty notable example. His bedroom, studio, space, whatever you want to call it, looked markedly different from everybody else on Team Liquid over the weekend. Also, make your fucking bed. I don't know. I'm sorry. It just says something when you're like, okay, I can understand some of these younger kids maybe, but when you're like, Bjergsen, who's, kind of around my age, like, late 20s, early 30s, you're professional gamer. Come on, man, make your bed. I can understand the 18-year-old kid straight out of Korea. Okay, maybe not straight out of Korea, because I'm sure they've got a better, sense of modesty, decency. There's some word I'm looking for in that range to make their bed. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? I expect the college age kid to not make his bed, not the
maturity, decorum.
Thank you. Yeah, that's probably the word I'm looking for. I expect the more mature guy to have his bed made than the college aged kid. Does that make any sense? I feel like that only makes sense to me.
No, I mean, that makes sense, even though admittedly my bed isn't always perfectly made.
I mean, I'll agree, right? My bed is also not always made. But if you know that your bed is going to be on camera, and not that kind of camera before you get any crazy ideas.
I mean,
because I know you'll go there, and we can save that for Friday.
I mean, in a technical sense, it would add towards the amateurism, but we'll talk about that on Friday. You know I'm right, damn it. You know I'm right.
Stop hitting buttons, god damn it. Anyways, yeah, no, if you're going to be on camera in a professional setting that is not adult entertainment, because I have to clarify my remarks around you, make your fucking bed.
I mean, hell, Cinemax back in the day had an entire documentary called Unmade Beds. Very fascinating.
But yeah, no. I love the idea of team houses. I always have. I think it's something fascinating. We're clearly seeing the return of them thanks to COVID and the need for group isolation and easy practices because the internet is not always reliable and all that stuff. Plus, with real estate, the real estate market the way it is, yeah, team houses make a lot of sense. Going back to the standings, though, I will say this really quick, and then I think we'll wrap the show here on my recap of week 1, right? And this will truly be my final thought rather than, the half-assed final thought of make your fucking bed. Because, again, make your fucking bed. 100,000 fucking people looking at you. Make your fucking bed.
Something tells me we're going to have to use this as the show hashtag.
It'd be part of the show's drinking game. If I, talk about LCS and somebody not having their bed made, take a shot.
Can you substitute that for taking a hit?
No, but you can take a shot of the Jose Cuervo.
One of these damn days. And it's better because it's aged perfectly now.
Oh no, this bottle has got to be what, 5 years old at this point at least. I know there's a bottling date code on here somewhere. I'll find it eventually. Yes, I keep that on hand down here in my under the desk, just to torture you with. Look, you know the first time that you see me, we're gonna crack that thing open with 2 shot glasses and take 2 shots of it instantly. You do know that.
I'm well aware, and I have something I can retort to torture you with, and you already know.
Scotch?
Gee, let me look at the time here. What time is it in Taiwan right now?
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Told you.
Anyways, yeah. Looking at the standings, right? I am surprised at Dignitas and FlyQuest being 2-0. More so Dignitas than anybody else, right? Dignitas has not traditionally been a very strong team. So I'm thinking I'm thinking so far the roster changes that they have made in the offseason, pretty much rebuilding the team around Biofrost might actually be working out for them right now. I will be interested to see if they can keep up this undefeated streak through week 2. I am not surprised in the slightest at Cloud9. I know other people are. I am not. And it's not, I'm going to put aside the Cloud9 fanboyism for a moment here.
Shocker.
Honestly, with the roster changes that Cloud9 made and bringing in LS as a coach who sees the game in an entirely different light, right? He is like, I don't know if I can put LS. I almost feel like it's slightly insulting to put LS on the same level as like a Korean coach, right? But he is definitely an English speaking Korean coach, right? He has that Korean coach mindset. He understands how that works. I don't think that you can put him on the same level as somebody like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a popular Korean coach right off the top of my head. I don't want to say Coma because that's like too obvious, right? But I guess for lack of a better term right now, especially it's kind of ironic because he did just come from T1 as a content creator. LS is no Coma, but he definitely has that Korean mindset and understanding of the game. And the fact that he is English speaking and can translate that to North America and have a team that can understand that and play around it and be with the international meta rather than behind it. I think this is the best year the Cloud9 is going to have yet on record. And if last year's performance was anything to be said, right, especially internationally, if Cloud9 can continue this strong team and field a strong team and stay with the international meta, right, I think Cloud9 has a shot of going to at least the semifinals this year at Worlds. I know that's a very hot take, and you can come back, quote me on that, and, hashtag bet on Bovada 21 means 21, God damn it, yes. It's a hot take. You can quote me on this in August or not August. Sorry, in September once I get back from vacation and we start getting into World's prep mode.
September.
But I'm not shocked at Cloud9 at the top of the standings. I think they will have an undefeated season. And that's saying something. In fact, I'm not sure anybody has had an undefeated season yet. I think we've had a couple of like 15-1s, but I don't know if we've had anybody clean sweep with no losses. At least I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to do the research between now and next week. But I will say, moving on in the standings, I am not shocked at all about any of the 0-2 teams, especially not TSM. Not after the amount of shit that they gone through over the offseason. I really hope for their sake that Reggie is not laying into them too hard, given all of those rumors and allegations. And unfortunately, we really didn't see go anywhere, sadly. I am kind of I'm indifferent on Team Liquid though, right? Like, mixed opinion. I'm not shocked that, like, I would have been shocked if they gone 0-2. I'm not shocked that they're not 2-0, right? I almost expected them, given the fact that they have put together the super team of sorts, with, Bwipo, Bjergsen, Hans Sama, etc. I am not surprised that they dropped a game. I think that they're probably still going to have to work on the synergy, right? I am super excited actually for Saturday, because this Saturday they're going to be playing C9, and I think C9 Team Liquid is definitely a match that everybody has been waiting for, right? Because honestly, if you asked me, and I'm pretty sure we covered this before, but if you asked me who I thought the two powerhouse teams were based on rosters before the season started, I said Cloud9 and Team Liquid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still consider that to be the case, even with the standings where they're at. So I think that is going to be a very interesting game, because I'm also curious to see if Team Liquid can figure out the answer to the LS Enchanter mid play style. Because I don't think anybody's figured out the answer yet. I think as the season goes on, maybe by like week 5, yeah, that play style is probably going to be dead in the water. But for right now, it's cheese, it's working, and I think they're going to run with it. And I only reason why I call it cheese is because nobody knows how to answer it. Once it becomes answerable, maybe it becomes the meta, and we just see this weird, kind of going back to the Arden Sensor meta, where enchanters were just like super popular, stupidly OP, play them almost anywhere you can take them, but instead of them going top, you see them going mid. Or you just, somebody finds the hard counter, and if somebody tries to go for enchanter mid meta, then they know how to shut it down. I think we're definitely, if teams don't start relying on grievous wounds and healing reduction, though, yeah, we're going to continue to see enchanters dominate the meta, or at least Cloud9 enchanters dominate the meta. I know a couple of other teams tried it, but Cloud9, LS obviously enjoying the success with it the most. But yeah, like I said, I'm not shocked that Team Liquid lost a game. I expect there to be speed bumps with the synergy on that team, given who all is there. I know I talked about this in the off season. How Team Liquid is full of, I don't want to say followers, but they're definitely not captains, right? Like there's no clear shot caller there. Maybe they want to, yes, I see it. I'm ignoring it because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Maybe to steal a football reference, they're going to, running back by committee, the team, where, not one individual person is going to shot call it. But if that's what they're doing, clearly it's starting off on rough footing, and they're going to have to figure out the committee real damn fast.
Yeah, usually teams that do running back by committee don't always make the playoffs.
So that's where I'm at. That's where the league is at. Around the world, I did manage to see a few LCK games over the weekend, or over the week, I should say, and the LCK has been shaping up pretty interestingly. I would like to point out for the record, remember we talked about the BBQ Olivers?
Mm-hmm.
That the BBQ is still a sponsor of the LCK. They were showing an advertisement for BBQ chicken. And I'm sitting there like, why would you put that on the English stream, translated into English? Because I can't fucking order it here in North America.
Well, I mean, hell, Jollibee made it across the ocean and came here, so you never know.
Jollibean's fucking delicious, man. You better not talk shit about Jollibean.
I'm not talking.
Fight you.
I'm not talking shit about it.
Okay, good.
I've never had it.
You know, I have experience with that for reasons.
Again, I'm not talking shit about that. I admittedly will be the first to confess I've never had it, but I know of its existence, and there's a location here.
But that's all I got for this week, unless you got something else. And yes, the T1 is absolutely fucking like curb stomping the LCK right now. As you can see, Damwon kind of down there. 500, not great. T1 batting 1,000.
I mean,
you know who you can hit the button on him? Congratulations, Toby. You tuned in at the end of the episode. Hey, Eric, you want to tell our one listener where he can find us?
Well,
anybody else at home who may be listening on their preferred podcast service of choice?
Well, for our one loyal friend and true, we do thank you so much for catching us live on Facebook, facebook.com/W2M Network, twitch.tv/W2M Net, twitter.com/W2M Network. The episode will be up on YouTube, youtube.com/W2M Network, where you can go back and do all of the various archives of our different programs. And for those of you who all this time still prefer to take your podcasts in orally, absolutely fine. Stitcher, Spreaker, Podbean, Castbox, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Apple Pods, Google Pods. Rate and review us on Spotify. If you name it, we are most likely on it.
Sounds good to me. I will say there is a scheduling announcement for the show. as I briefly mentioned earlier, I have started a new work line of employment today, actually, which is why I'm so god awfully tired. So the show will be running. It will still be running on Mondays, but it's probably going to be running closer to the time that you saw it go live today, which is around 11:30 midnight Eastern on Mondays. At least for the next probably month or so. I'm predicting by March we should be back to our normal early mid-evening time slot of like anywhere between 7 and 10 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, for the next few weeks, if you're intending on catching us live, it's going to be a later show, depending on how badly work slams me. The episodes may be fast and loose, just like tonight was. Yes, I said that on purpose.
I swear, folks, I'm not a child. I'm not.
Yes, you are. See, I know I could say things that'll just get you to crack instantly. But damn it, Toby, this is a family show. Save those comments for Point of Viewer Friday nights at 11 here on the W2M network.
God, I wish it was. And is that going to be the schedule for this week? Or are we going to be
No. Actually, the schedule for this week's probably going to be Friday at midnight.
I was about to say
at 11.
I'm about to say for these next couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah, for the next couple of weeks, if you're watching a show that I'm on, it's probably not going to go live earlier than midnight.
I'm good with that.
That includes Life is Like a Game Show. That includes Point of Viewer. That includes us here at League to the Max or whatever. All right. You heard the man. Repeat after him.
I am a child and proud of it.
There we go.
Damn it, Toby.
All right, folks. You have been listening to League to the Max or whatever, a presentation of the W2M network, live everywhere that you can find your podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, CastBox. There's other places. I'm surprised I remembered that many in the state that I'm in. As always, we are sometimes, but not always, live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and on the very rare special occasion, even YouTube. We thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed tonight's episode. We will be back next week on Monday, approximately 11:30 to midnight Eastern. We will be covering week 2 of the LCS and any other notable league news. You can find me elsewhere here on the network. As always, I am on Life is Like a Game Show, which is Thursday nights here on the network. And then the latest, greatest creation of this network, they gave that man over there who's got a disembodied voice his own damn show. It's excellent, and you should go watch it. That is Point of Viewer. It is on Friday nights. We have a little bit of a role reversal here, not to be confused with that kind of role reversal. See, I know exactly what to say to get him to crank up.
Oh God, it makes so much sense.
Where I am the disembodied voice, saying stupid shit into his ear instead of vice versa. Although you can argue that I'm saying stupid shit into his ear here anyways. And as always, you can catch the W2M network. We got a lot of fine shows, a lot of fine podcasts, a lot of fine people that put them on. Find us on Twitter, W2M network. We have a Discord that may or may not get linked. I spent a lot of time working on it and making it all nice and shiny and fancy. And apparently nobody's ever going to see the light of day of it, but that's okay.
I am going to remember the link. I just have to find it again.
Oh no, it's not like there's a channel in the Discord called Invite Link.
Yes, but I have to open that up on my computer instead of using my phone where I normally am. So I can copy it and put it in the description and all this and that. And you know, aren't you supposed to be having a tete-a-tete with Mr. Hate Mail himself about just making it W2Mnet or .com/Discord?
I would love to have a tete-a-tete with Mr. Hate Mail himself, which can be reached at s.garmer@gmail.com, by the way. Notice how I did the whole look into the camera thing there.
Yeah, because you, of course, you'll look into the camera and mention things like comeuppance and this and that. Look what happens.
But the man is just virtually nigh unreachable. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Get to him late at night like you normally would be doing this show, because that's when he's more reachable. You know, work and stuff like you.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all. You know, come see me on Thursday. If you don't want to hear me talk about game shows, then come see me Friday, where we talk about all sorts of random bullshit. And Toby may or may not be wrong in saying that it might be a mildly, would be putting it mildly, not safe for workplace to go.
Well, I mean, look, I'm going to start out talking about a few things, what I saw on TV this weekend, grocery madhouses, things like that. Then we're going to delve into all the other shit that we've been talking about.
There's a lot of shit to talk about on Friday. That's for sure. And we still have a bracket producer who needs to be spayed and neutered for the monstrosity of a bracket that I've already heard inklings about that's coming very soon.
Oh, he promoted it on his own show, yes. We're targeting the start date of that for March 13th.
Oh, Lord.
Be prepared. That's going to be a fun month.
Yeah, so I keep hearing. I'm glad I have alcohol for this shit.
Why do you think I'm remaining stocked up?
You have weed for this shit.
And alcohol, too.
Anyways, that's it. That's the show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you either next week or later on in the week. Good night, folks. I'm going to go get some sleep.